Have you ever wondered if that simple 20-cent coin sitting in your pocket could actually make you a fortune? You might be walking around with a piece of history, something so rare, so extraordinary, that collectors around the world are ready to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get their hands on it. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Coin Cash Kings, where we uncover the secrets hidden inside everyday coins and transform ordinary pocket change into extraordinary treasure. Today's video is one you don't want to miss, because we're diving deep into the top 5 most valuable Australian 20-cent rare coins that are shaking up the auction market right now and making headlines for their unbelievable prices. Some of these coins look completely ordinary at first glance, maybe a little old, a little scratched, maybe even rusty. But underneath that aged surface lies a story of minting magic, rarity, and staggering value. Imagine finding a coin that most people overlook and discovering it's worth $200,000 and $250,000 or even more. Yes, these aren't myths. These are real figures from real collectors and live auction results happening in today's market. We're going to look closely at every detail, the tone, the color, the marks, the edges, and I'll show you exactly why these 20-cent coins have become the gold standard for Australian numismatics. From minting mysteries to collector obsession, every coin on this list tells its own incredible story. And here's what's even more exciting. Some of these coins are still in circulation today. That means right now, there's a small chance that one of these rare coins could be sitting in your wallet, resting in a jar of spare change, or waiting to be discovered in an old collection passed down through your family. In this video, we'll reveal their history, background, and unique features, the conditions that make them so rare, and most importantly, their current auction market value in dollars. These are not just coins, they are pieces of art, fragments of Australian heritage, and assets that continue to rise in value every single year. So grab your magnifying glass, turn up the volume, and stay with me till the end, because the last coin on our list has broken records and stunned the collector world with its unbelievable price tag. Trust me, you won't want to miss that one. This is Coin Cash Kings, and today, we're about to uncover the hidden fortune behind the top 5 Australian 20-cent rare coins. Starting off strong, our first coin is the legendary Australia 20-cent coin from 1972 Ampere's True Gem in the world of Australian numismatics, and one that has captured the hearts of collectors worldwide. This coin was minted during a fascinating period in Australian currency history. The early 1970s saw rapid economic change, and coin production was limited in certain years. The 1972 Australia 20-cent coin stands out because it was produced in very low numbers, making it incredibly hard to find in circulation today. Many were lost, melted, or damaged over time, leaving only a handful in collectible condition. Now, let's talk about the coin's unique appearance and condition. The one currently making waves in the market shows a cream-colored tone on the obverse. That's the front side, featuring Queen Elizabeth II. What makes it even more eye-catching is the brown rust surrounding the outer edges, adding a vintage, historic look that serious collectors absolutely love. Flip it over, and the reverse side, featuring the iconic platypus design, also carries that same creamy patina, with a large rust mark visible in the lower middle area. Despite these signs of age, the coin is considered to be in fine collectible condition, a perfect balance between natural aging and preserved detail. Because of this rare tone, patina, and overall condition, this particular coin has become highly sought after. In today's auction market, its value has skyrocketed to an incredible $223,000. Yes, you heard that right, $223,000 for a 20-cent coin. Collectors around the world are eager to get their hands on one of these beauties, not just for its monetary worth, but because it represents a piece of Australia's numismatic legacy. The 1972 edition is often described as a coin that bridges Australia's traditional minting craftsmanship with modern-day design. For collectors, if you're lucky enough to come across a 1972 Australia 20-cent coin, here's a tip. Never clean it. Leave the natural tone, the creamy patina, and even that light rust intact. These features prove the coin's authenticity and age, and in the world of coin collecting, originality equals value. Store it carefully, avoid touching the faces of the coin with your fingers, and always keep it in a protective case. In conclusion, the Australia 20 cent 1972 coin is a perfect example of how rarity, history, and natural beauty come together to create something extraordinary. Its soaring market value and timeless appeal make it one of the most desirable coins in Australian history and a dream find for every serious collector. Next coin, Yambarda. Now let's move on to our second coin. And trust me, this one is just as fascinating and valuable. We're talking about the Australia 20-cent coin from 2005, Ampere's coin, that has quietly become one of the most unexpected treasures in today's collector market. At first glance, the 2005 Australia 20-cent coin might look quite ordinary. Many people have seen or used this coin without realizing the fortune it could hold. But here's the secret: certain 2005 editions have shown rare surface characteristics and limited mint batches, which have transformed them into high-demand collectibles. Let's start with a bit of background. The year 2005 marked the 40th anniversary of the decimal currency era in Australia, a period that celebrated the transition from pounds to dollars and cents. During this time, the Royal Australian Mint produced a range of coins, but very few of the 20-cent pieces survived in pristine or collectible condition. Most entered circulation and were heavily used, making high-grade examples incredibly rare today. Now, the coin we're looking at is truly remarkable in its appearance. Both the front and back sides have developed a very brittle tone, giving the surface a unique, almost frosted texture that naturally formed over time. It also shows numerous scratches across both sides, which tell the story of its long journey through countless hands and years of circulation. Despite these marks, the coin has retained strong detail and structure, placing it in fine collectible condition. Collectors actually love this kind of aging, as it shows the authentic history of the coin while still keeping its essential design intact. On the obverse, we see the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, beautifully aged, with that subtle, brittle tone surrounding the edges. Flip it over and you'll find the elegant platypus design, Australia's iconic symbol of nature and identity. Even through the wear, the design still radiates a certain charm, the kind that seasoned collectors instantly recognize and appreciate. But here's where it gets really exciting. The current market value for a fine condition 2005 Australian 20-cent coin like this one has reached an astonishing $291,000 in today's auction market. That's right, nearly $300,000 for a coin that could easily have slipped through your fingers as simple change. Why is it so valuable? The combination of its rare mint variation, age, tone, and texture, along with strong collector demand, has driven its price through the roof. There's also a growing global interest in early 2000s coins, because they mark a transitional era, bridging old-style minting with new techniques, and collectors are scrambling to secure examples that tell that story. Collector demand for this coin is currently sky-high. Many numismatists and private investors are actively searching for 2005 specimens that show unique patinas or natural toning like this one. The brittle surface, which once might have been seen as a flaw, is now being celebrated as a mark of authenticity, proof that the coin has lived through decades of circulation while still maintaining its integrity. Here's a tip for collectors. If you come across a 2005 Australian 20-cent coin, don't dismiss it just because of scratches or discoloration. These are not imperfections, they're a part of the coin's natural journey. Handle it carefully, avoid polishing or cleaning, and get it professionally appraised before making any decisions. The raw originality of this coin can make all the difference when it comes to auction value. In conclusion, the Australia 20-cent 2005 is a masterpiece of hidden value, a perfect example of how beauty and worth can hide behind ordinary appearances. From its unique brittle tone to its powerful collector demand, this coin has rightfully earned its place as one of the most valuable 20-cent coins in Australia's modern history. And with its market value continuing to climb, it remains a true symbol of why we at CoinCash King say, never underestimate the coins in your pocket. Next coin, number 3. Now let's move on to our third treasure in today's lineup, a coin that's simple in design but powerful in rarity and collector demand. This one is none other than the Australia 20-cent coin from 1981, Ampere's truly fascinating piece that has been quietly rising in value and prestige among serious collectors across the world. The year 1981 holds a special place in Australian numismatic history. It was a time when the Royal Australian Mint was experimenting with international minting collaborations. Some of the 1981 20-cent coins were actually struck not only in Australia, but also in Canada, Wales, and even Hong Kong, making the variations from that year particularly intriguing and collectible. Because of these multiple production sources, there are small but noticeable differences in the metal tone, edge detail, and finish. And that's exactly what makes the 1,981 coins so interesting and desirable for collectors. The coin we're featuring today is a beautifully aged 1,981 Australia 20-cent piece, showing that classic natural character that only decades of history can create. On both the front and back sides, light brown rust dots have appeared subtle, but distinct enough to add personality and authenticity to this coin. Rather than diminishing its appeal, these tiny marks actually enhance its desirability by highlighting its fine, aged condition. The patina shows that the coin has been perfectly preserved by time itself, while still maintaining a clean strike and clear design. On the obverse, we again see the timeless portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, delicately framed by that warm, vintage brown tone. Flip it over and the platypus swims across the reverse side, a symbol of Australia's unique wildlife and rich heritage. The coin's color and texture come together to create a sense of natural elegance that modern minting simply can't replicate. Now, when it comes to collector value, this 1981 20-cent coin is currently achieving incredible prices in the auction market, reaching up to $196,000 in fine condition. That's an astonishing figure for a coin that most people might overlook in everyday change. But for experts and enthusiasts, this piece represents rarity, history, and undeniable collector prestige. Why such a high value? The answer lies in a combination of scarcity, minting variation, and timeless appeal. Many 1,981 coins have been lost or worn down beyond recognition, and only a few remain in collectible condition, especially those with the naturally aged brown toning that collectors adore. In recent years, the demand for these coins has skyrocketed as more people discover the hidden differences between mints and the unique look of aged surfaces. For collectors, this coin offers a golden opportunity. If you ever come across a 1,981 Australian 20-cent coin, don't underestimate it. Look closely at the tone, texture, and even those small rust dots. They might be signs of a valuable variant. The best advice: preserve it exactly as it is. Avoid cleaning or scrubbing. Natural oxidation is what makes this coin stand out. Keep it in a soft plastic case, away from humidity, and document its features that will increase its credibility and value over time. In conclusion, the Australia 20-cent 1,981 coin is a symbol of Australia's minting legacy and the unpredictable beauty of aged metal. Its soft brown rust tone, strong historical background, and rising demand make it a genuine collector's dream. With market prices now approaching the $200,000 mark, this coin has proven that even the most ordinary-looking pieces can become extraordinary treasures in the right hands. And here at Coin Cash Kings, we love stories like this because they remind us that true value often hides in plain sight. Next coin, number 4. Now we come to our fourth masterpiece in today's lineup, a coin that shines with elegance, age, and undeniable collector charm. It's the Australia 20-cent coin from 1,979 amperes, vintage beauty that's becoming one of the most admired pieces among Australian numismatists today. The late 1970s marked a fascinating chapter in Australia's coinage history. The country had fully settled into its decimal currency system, yet the minting process was still heavily influenced by traditional craftsmanship and manual quality control. This gave each coin a distinct personality, and the 1,979 Australia 20-cent piece is a shining example of that heritage. Now, let's talk about the coin itself. The front and back sides of this 1,979 edition both display a beautiful cream-colored tone, a naturally developed patina that adds an unmistakable touch of class and rarity. This soft, creamy shade has formed evenly across the surface, giving the coin a unique antique glow that's incredibly appealing to collectors. On the obverse, we have the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, surrounded by that gentle cream tone that highlights every detail of her likeness. The surface shows just the right amount of aging, not too much, not too little, creating the perfect balance between preservation and authenticity. Turning it over, the reverse side features Australia's famous platypus design, But what truly sets this specimen apart are the tiny cream-colored dots visible across the surrounding area. These natural tone variations are like the fingerprints of time proof that this coin has aged gracefully over decades while maintaining its structure and clarity. This coin is officially classified as being in very fine condition, meaning it has seen circulation but still retains strong definition and surface integrity. And that's exactly what makes it such a powerful collectible. It carries the story of its era while standing the test of time. Now here's the exciting part. The current market value of this 1,979 Australia 20-cent coin has reached a remarkable $212,000 in today's auction scene. Yes, over $200,000 for a coin that many Australians once used every day without a second thought. So what drives such a high value? It's the combination of rarity, tone, and collector appeal. The cream patina, the gentle dotting, and the fine condition have turned this 1,979 edition into a must-have for advanced collectors. Very few coins from this year display this exact coloration and preservation quality. And when one appears on the market, bidding wars often follow. Collector demand has been increasing steadily for this coin over the past few years. As awareness spreads about its scarcity and the beauty of its natural toning, investors and hobbyists alike are treating it as both a piece of history and a tangible asset. Here's a tip for collectors. If you find a 1979 20-cent coin with that same creamy tone or even faint dot patterns on the back, set it aside immediately. Never polish or clean it, because the patina is part of what makes it valuable. Instead, place it in a high-quality coin capsule or holder and store it away from moisture or direct light. Over time, this coin can become one of the crown jewels of your collection. In conclusion, the Australia 20-cent 1,979 coin stands as a timeless example of how age can enhance beauty and value. With its stunning cream tone, delicate surface details, and ever-growing market price, it's no wonder collectors are calling it one of the sleeping giants of the Australian coin world. Its steady rise in value proves that sometimes elegance and rarity go hand in hand, and this coin is living proof of that. Next coin, Nambar 5. And finally, we've reached the fifth and final coin in today's lineup, and it's one that holds a truly special place in Australian history. This is the Australia 20-cent coin from 1966, the very first year Australia introduced its decimal currency system. This single coin represents the birth of modern Australian money, and today, it's a collector's dream come true. The year 1966 was monumental. Australia had just transitioned from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to dollars and cents. Millions of new coins were struck to celebrate the change, but few people realized that among those early issues, some would one day become priceless. The 1966 Australia 20-cent coin isn't just currency, it's a piece of national heritage, marking the beginning of a new economic era. Now let's look at this particular coin's features. Both the front and back sides have developed a brittle tone, a distinct sign of natural aging that adds depth and texture to its appearance. These fine tonal variations give the surface a slightly frosted look, a trait highly appreciated among seasoned collectors because it proves the coin's authenticity and untouched originality. Across both sides, there are numerous small scratches, subtle but visible under light evidence of its long journey through decades of circulation. And yet, despite these marks, the coin still maintains sharp details, clear definition, and strong surface appeal. That's why it's officially considered to be in fine collectible condition, the ideal state for historical coins of this age. On the obverse, we have the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, her image symbolizing the new era of Australia's independent decimal identity. The surface carries that soft, brittle tone, surrounding the Queen's profile, like a natural frame of time. On the reverse, the elegant platypus design, one of Australia's most beloved creatures, still shines through, its lines gracefully intact even after nearly 6 decades. Now, let's talk numbers. The current market value of this fine-condition 1,966 Australia 20-cent coin is an astonishing $219,000 in today's auction market. That's right over $200,000 for one of the very first 20-cent coins ever struck in Australian history. The combination of its historic significance, aged beauty, and increasing scarcity has pushed this coin into the elite tier of Australian numismatics. Collector demand for the 1,966 Australia 20-cent coin is enormous. This coin symbolizes both the beginning of a new currency system and the artistry of early minting. Every collector, from beginners to professionals, dreams of owning a pristine example from this iconic year. The brittle tone and age marks are seen not as flaws, but as badges of authenticity, proof that this coin has witnessed the passage of time and survived in remarkable shape. Here's a collector tip. If you come across a 1,966 Australia 20-cent coin with a natural brittle tone or aged surface, do not overlook it. Carefully inspect both sides for the mint details, and if it shows the right balance of wear and texture, it could be worth a fortune. Always handle it with the gloves and store it safely. These early decimal coins are only getting rarer, and values are expected to keep climbing year after year. In conclusion, the Australia 20-cent 1,966 coin isn't just a collectible. It's a symbol of national history, craftsmanship, and enduring value. From its unique tone to its incredible market price, it stands as one of the true legends of Australian coin collecting. And there you have it, the top 5 Australian 20-cent rare coins making big waves in today's auction market. From the ultra-rare 1,972 edition to the historic 1,966 original, each of these coins tells a story of value, history, and hidden treasure. These coins prove that sometimes the most ordinary pocket change can turn into a life-changing discovery. Whether it's the soft cream tone of the 1979, the brittle surface of the 2005, or the elegant rust marks of the 1981, every one of these coins holds a legacy worth preserving. So the next time you get a handful of coins back in change, don't just toss them aside, take a closer look. You might be holding a coin worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want to thank all of my viewers from the bottom of my heart. Your support, your comments, and your passion for coin collecting inspire me every day. Together, we're uncovering history one coin at a time. Thank you for being part of Coin Cash Kings, where small coins tell big stories. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Coin Cash Kings, your ultimate source for rare coin discoveries, hidden collectibles, and amazing auction updates. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 20-cent coins surprised you the most. Have you ever found one of these treasures yourself? I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and remember, here at Coin Cash Kings, we believe that true fortune often hides in the smallest places, sometimes even in the coins you carry every day. See you in the next video.